Okay, I see. I wasn't on the voice all the time, so I'm just gonna repeat what I said. So the first thing is JKDtv. So this is going to be a new brand on this channel. So everything what is streaming, I'm going to call it JKDtv. Okay, so anytime you get some notification about JKDtv, that's gonna be live stream. So this is separate from the videos from the main channel, right? It is on the main channel, but JKDtv is going to be solely just streaming stuff, and the rest is JKD IFO, right? As we had it all the time. The other thing is we have a 20 seconds delay, so everything what I say, it appears 20 seconds later on your screen. So remember, when you ask questions and stuff, that I'm gonna read it at least 20 seconds later after you have typed it in. So I don't think I can change that. So, but we're gonna watch. I'm gonna see it in the options if that can be changed, so this time delay can be reduced. This mechanic is usually due to for gamers, right? So when they play games and big streamers and the people want to stream snipe them, which means they see on their live stream where they are in the game, and this should prevent the people going to them and actually kill them or shoot them or stuff. Well, today we are talking about, do we just simply copy Bruce Lee? Because you see, that's often the argument people make when we show stuff where you just copy Bruce Lee. And for that, we have to establish what does this mean, copying Bruce Lee or copying somebody in martial arts. What does this even mean? How does this look like? Is this just copying of the movement or without actually knowing the background, or is it actually doing the martial art? And then I'm gonna show you a few examples of JKD, how it actually works, and how it is built. I'm gonna remove the green screen in the background so I can stand up and show you a few stuff, a few things. Okay. That's gonna be the main subject today. Okay. So the other thing was, I did post recently on my YouTube channel a review of a book from a guy who claims to do JKD, right? And just let me find this. Gonna start with that. Let's see if I can make it big. Yeah, it works. There you go. So let's go to the left side screen. There you go. Oh, what is that? Ah, you see? You can't see because the markings are green. Well, I'm gonna read what is in the markings. So there's a guy, he does that JKD book, and it's on Amazon, and there you had a guy writing a review of that book, right? So, and he said, I have much respect for martial artists, especially those who put their way into the print. I purchased this book based on the 5-star reviews without checking out this author. Unfortunately, I found this book fails to meet the mark and definitely is not in line of my own philosophy. So let me just check something. Just So, okay, and then he said, I found this book fails. Oh, wait a second. Do I hear anything here? Just okay, there you go. So, I found this book fails to meet the mark and definitely is not in line with my own philosophy. So, I mean, your own philosophy doesn't really matter. Always, I mean, when you buy a book, what's important is that what's in the book, is that true? Does this book resemble that's what's on the title? That's actually also in the book, right? Then he says a lot of materials states the obvious and some of the material is more traditional. And then he says that's what's behind the marking. At the end of the first chapter, it states, with good sensitivity, you will never have to throw the first punch in order to win. So I'm gonna tell you this again. With good sensitivity, you will never have to throw the first punch in order to win. So, I suggest you to watch some videos on sucker punches. Okay? What is sensitivity? Sensitivity is only when you already have a contact with the other guy, with his hands, okay? If you don't have any contact with his hands, there's no sensitivity, right? So there's only visual information. And the Jeet Kune Do, by its philosophy, by its core philosophy, that it's the way of intercepting. The core philosophy of it, or the highest skill is actually to intercept, which is literally throwing the first attack, whether it's punch or it's kick, doesn't really matter. So this goes really against blocking the punches, making contact with attacks, and then react. Okay, which I would never recommend in a real fight outside. To wait for you to wait, so the guy throws an attack and you react just to that. Sometimes it's just like that because you weren't aware maybe that he's even going to attack. Okay, that's the reason why you should always keep distance. You should always keep distance from people. So I don't know, do we have a internet connection? It seems like, okay. You keep the distance, right? And you attack, tries to close the distance, okay? Contrary to this, when we close the distance, we want to close the distance while we attack. Usually people don't know how to do that. They don't train this way, so they step in, then attack. And you should attack while stepping in. So the other guy, for him, it's too difficult to intercept you or to counter you, right? But intercepting is just a counter, a type of counter that is like preemptive, okay? So you react to a weight shift or to the guy who starts actually to do step and close in, and then you attack into this. So this is the highest skill in Jeet Kune Do, and this is probably, if you have learned it right, some of the most confusing for the opponent, because he just makes his mind up. You know, he concentrates, he thinks about how I'm gonna punch him, and he goes in and is preoccupied with his attack, and the moment he gets attacked himself. So his mind is not focused on countering, right? His mind is more focused on attacking. And that's how you use the distance to your advantage, right? And then it continues. Now I almost put the book down at this point. By keeping an open mind, I moved on. Later it states, stared into adversary's eyes to read his intentions. Well, this is correct. You can watch the guy, his eyes, in order to read his intentions, right? So this can be, you know, he makes some angry face or something. So these are all clues that can. Some people before they attack, you know, they make a fist and they change their expression in the face. So what you then can do, you can either attack into this, or you can even further back off. But you are already keeping distance, right? But not only just watch into the eyes. So if you're further away, you can watch the eyes. If you're too close, you should watch like below the eyes, maybe in this area. So you can also see legs. Okay, but if you're too close, you shouldn't be too close in the beginning. So very traditional. Also stay calm when attacked. Take a deep breath and relax. You should do that before you attacked. Okay. You should stay as calm as possible, right? But when you're attacked, then you go in action. Okay, you're not calm anymore. We are taking this attacker for coffee. Okay, so then it says Urban JKD never uses preemptive strike and to train the combat mindset. I mean, if it doesn't really focus on preemptive attacks, which is intercepting, the name should be Urban Jeet Kune Do, it should be Urban something else, right? Because it's misleading. Yeah, you have a student and the student finds this guy and then he goes to train with him and then the guy trains for years or months with him, and he thinks that what he does is actual Jeet Kune Do, you know. And the guy like me or somebody else comes and he tells him, hey, sorry, but you know, what you do is not Jeet Kune Do, okay? And then, you know, he has learned that there's actually no Jeet Kune Do, that so you can counter argue immediately with the mindset of, well, there's no actual Jeet Kune Do, so everything I do is basically Jeet Kune Do, okay? Which is hilarious, right? What a difficult philosophy. You just call everything JKD what you like to do. And then, you know, it's always easier to fool the guy than to tell him that he has been fooled, because he's not going to believe you that he has been fooled. He has invested all his time in this. He has invested maybe all his money and all his mindset, and then, you know, you come to him and you say to him he has been fooled. This is highly unlikely going to work, right? So okay, listen to Dolphin and meditate. Yeah, okay, that's not so important. But yeah, let's go. Let's start with the subject. Do we just copy JKD? I mean, Bruce Lee, right? So when you do Jeet Kune Do, of course you do Jeet Kune Do, right? If you call this copying. So let's let me find something. So okay, I'm just wanna watch some martial arts. Okay. Do we have... Oh, there you go. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do a screenshot so we have this on a full screen, so you guys can see that. Just for example, we are gonna use a picture of that guy. So copy, paste. There you go. So let's do this. Let's do this. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna take a different one. There you go. This one is a good one. Why can't I copy this one? It should be easier. Just a second, guys. Just bear with me. There you go. Just bear with me. There you go. So that works better. Okay. So then we have this guy here. We're just gonna and I'm so nobody. Okay. Second. I'm doing this because of copyright stuff, so we don't get any problems. Okay. And let's go with a okay, so left side monitor. There you go. For example, this is a Muay Thai stance, right? So if you say we copy, if you take a look at the Jeet Kune Do stance, right? So the Jeet Kune Do stance is quite a little bit different. Okay, so the Jeet Kune Do stance closes here between the legs. Okay, so let me just show you that in person, right? So I don't know if you can hear me, right? So if you take a look at the Jeet Kune Do stance, right? So the JKD stance, you have it more in line like this, okay? So you don't stand like this, okay, like this guy. So when you watch it, his stance, okay. So there you go. So when you watch at this stance, so then you have, let me take a green, okay. So you have an opening here. You have a huge opening also here, and basically here the whole body area is open. Okay, so and right, so the knees and the legs, let's just forget about that. So I see what's the problem. So let's take a red. Okay, there you go, there you go. Okay, and you have also this open area, right? So remember that, okay? When you compare this to a JKD stance, okay? So when you compare this to our stance, so you don't stand like this, okay? So you have here opening, you have here opening, you have also here opening. So in Jeet Kune Do stance, it closes, right? So you're closed, you stand like this, okay? So you have your groin, you have your groin protected. So where's the camera? There. You have your groin protected. Then the upper body area is not square, so you have more attacking surface. The upper body area is more turned, okay? So, and then you have your strong side towards the opponent, because this side is the main attacking side. You can attack here, you can attack here, right? And this hand is the covering hand. So when you now watch, okay, so you have here, my chin is covered, my throat is covered, okay, the eyes are not covered, so I need to see something. And this main attacking hand goes toward the target, and this also covers this part of the body, right? So the ribs, and even here this part of the liver and everything. So you cover it as possible, as much as possible. So now remember that. So this stance, the Bruce designed this stance for street fighting. He designed this stance so you can not easily get kicked into the groin. So here you can far more easier get kicked to the groin. So even he can block with the knee or something, okay? But the initial risk is greater that you can get kicked and punch here, kicked and punch here, kicked here, kicked and punch here, and also kicked and punch here, okay? So the another thing is when you yet now watch that, okay? Here you see, let me take a red color. You see again. So you see here, here's the line, okay, and we take let's take the brown line. Okay, this is the brown line, and now let's take it red, and this is the line. Imagine drawing a line on the floor, right? The red line is so the brown line is the fit positioning and compared to the opponent, and the red line here is the line where actually opponent is, okay? So the opponent is between your legs, okay? So this is the opening. So now if he wants to step towards us, okay, he's probably going to step more in this direction, okay, instead of this direction towards the opponent, okay? So if you step forward, your gravity is going to lean more there, and if you have to force it to go there, okay, then you're gonna start to turn, and you cannot move as quickly. So I'm gonna show you again. Okay, when you go here, there you go. So you cannot move as quickly. So when you stand like this, you can try it out. When you stand like this, you cannot move as quickly towards the opponent. Whereas where I'm here, I can move quickly towards the opponent and away of the opponent. And you can even attack quickly, right? You can go here quickly. And the other thing is, when you're in your on guard position of Jeet Kune Do, you can attack with very little telegraph, right? So you can kick when you shuffle here. So you see the rear leg is like hidden a little bit, okay? So you can move. When you move, the rear leg can go closer to the opponent and more away from the opponent. So you can here move, and then suddenly you can kick, okay? Same here, you move and you suddenly from here, boom, you attack, okay? So the advantage of the JKD stance, right, is you can cover more distance more quickly. You can also telegraph less. Okay, so the non-telegraphic part of JKD is very important. Okay, so the way that the stance is designed to protect yourself, to have mobility, and to be able to attack in with very little or even non-telegraph motion. There are three very important parts of this martial art. Okay, So compared to Muay Thai stance, okay, so you can take any other stance. So let's see here. You can stay. Let's take BJJ stance. Is there a stance, or are they just laying on the ground? There must be a stance on guard. Let's put this guard stuff away. Okay. Oh, there you go. Is it that? Is it that? I don't see any stances, man. Do they even teach a stance? This, something like this. Let's take a boxing stance. Boxing stance, front. Okay, okay, there you go. So in boxing you have here different stances, as you can see. So you have long range, you have mid range, you have close range. This is very similar to Jeet Kune Do actually. Except this long range stance, it's too narrow, right? So and we have a heel up and stuff. So what's the reason? What's the reason having all these different stances? So let me show you. That everything has a practical reason, right? So if you're more away from your opponent, right? So I don't know, you guys, can you hear me good? I mean, it's everything in green. I'm gonna give it a little bit more input. So there you go. So when you are more in the long range, so imagine the opponent is more away from you. So then you have to cover more distance. Then you have to stand like this, so you can cover more distance. Okay, you can even maybe use a side kick. You can even here maybe use lead out front kick, side kick, and back fist. Okay, and everything from this stance, from the long range. So now when you punch, and the guy moves maybe there. Okay, so then. Or in the other side. So then you have maybe to switch and move offside. So now you see your stance changes, but it changes with movement. You're not just standing around. You always move, okay? You go here. Then when you go around or beside him, your structure changes, but there's no real stance, okay? That's why we say a stand. There's no stance in Jeet Kune Do. Okay, there's just a structure that you use to as a vehicle to move between the techniques, right? So that's very important to note. Of course, when you train pad training, you train with the focus mitts, you train to punch, you train to kick, then you do all from the stance. And sometimes you do from a close in-fight stance. Sometimes you train it from the neutral position, so where you actually don't take up a stance before you attack. As soon as you attack, you're all in a structure, right? So like here again. So imagine, okay. Let's give it a little bit more input. So there you go. So imagine you're here, you're standing normal, okay? You're standing like this, and the guy is here in front of you. So you have your distance, and he comes in, and then from here you can kick, okay? Or from here you can also punch. So you move your leg here, or you can move your leg behind you, okay? Or you the leg stays, the rear leg, okay? And you push then, okay? So what you do is you going here and pushing. Okay, this is one motion here from here and pushing. Okay, so he comes, you're here. Okay, so you have no, you shouldn't look like you have an intention to attack, but you shouldn't also look like you have some kind of fighting experience. Okay, or that you're a punisher, right? So what you do is you stand normal, or here you can even stand like this, or you have more your weight in the front, okay? And the guy comes in, and what's he gonna do? He wants to punch you. He's going to come like this, or maybe he's going to come like this, but he's going to step, and he's closing the distance. So you have to count this, that he's getting closer than he was actually, okay? And then from here, you can kick, okay? Or you can even here go and with a side kick from the neutral, okay? And also here with the lead punch, or here with shift, and then you can go here, okay? So you can combine all this stuff and these techniques, okay? And from neutral stance. From neutral stance, you can do this. You can do this also from on guard stance. Same idea, like I showed you, right? There's a different. There are two. We have trained like neutral stance, okay, neutral stance and EU, and natural stance like nature, okay. So the difference is this one. So you have here the on guard, right? So this is the on guard. This is the neutral stance, neutral, okay? It's like 45 degrees to the opponent. And natural stance is this one, okay? Where you just stand natural, parallel, okay? So you can kick from here, okay? Or you can even back off and kick when he comes. You can also here punch from here, okay? You can also back off. Okay, you can also here go to the side when you punch, and you can also here, you can shift and punch and go to the left. So whatever you need when you start your attack, okay? As you can see, you don't telegraph, so what you shouldn't do is telegraphing, okay? So this is what Bruce talked in Jeet Kune Do in different periods, this neutral stuff. Attacking from neutral stance. Jesse did that. Also Howard Williams did that. So some principles carried on through the whole Jeet Kune Do evolution, right? What changed were the techniques, okay? Which techniques you're gonna use? And is it a side kick? Is it the prong kick? Is it a hook kick? So, okay. So when we take again, let's watch at the JKD stance. Let's see if I can. Oh, there's a good one. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, we're gonna take this one because this is an actual from Bruce's book. I just wanna make a, okay, my server, blah blah blah, couldn't open it. Oh, it doesn't matter. So let's take it here. There you go. Here, copy. And new. There you go. So here, can we make it all white? Can we make it all white? No, we can't. Okay, doesn't really matter. Okay, so there you go. Here you have it. So when you take the JKD stance. So now you compare it to this other stance. Okay, here. Let's go back. Okay, so that's like Muay Thai stance, JKD stance. So this stance, just gonna show you something. So when you take a heel and you draw, okay, we want red color. This color should be red. Okay, there you go. So when you take a line from the heel is somewhere there, and you draw it to the forward, okay, to the front. Then you see that this stance is heel to the toe. Okay, so this is at the later version of the stance was closed even more closed. So this leg went more to the inside, so the line actually went for the mid of the foot, okay, or the rear leg went more to also more to the inside. So however you want to have it. So just show you again the difference. So okay, so if you see my feet, okay, so that's like a later stance, that's like an earlier stance, and that's the later one. It's just a little bit, it's closed a little bit more, so you have better mobility, you have more emphasis using front tools, the strong tools. That's the reason why you place your strong hand, okay, you place your strong hand towards your opponent and not the weak hand, okay, where you want to prepare for the strong one, but you're close enough and you use the strong one, right? So you go here, you have your hand here, okay, so you have your hand here, it's close in, it's towards the opponent, okay? Forget about this hand now, you move, and he's close enough, he maybe wants to attack, boom, you intercept the guy. So you intercept and you pull, you put all your weight, you push with the rear leg, you put all your weight behind your punch, and he comes also forward, okay? So you punch him here, okay? That's where you aim, or you punch him here, okay? So if his head is down, you hit him here, his head is up, you hit him here. That's where you aim at, okay? So you don't aim at the eyes, okay? You also aim here with the hooks, or you aim here, okay? So that's where you can achieve the knockout, and not punching at the hard skull, okay? So remember that, guys. That's the reason why Jeet Kune Do is the way it is, okay? It's not just, oh, Bruce felt he liked that, now he's going to change this stuff and doing actually this. But the reason is you can hit your opponent quicker, you can control the distance. So remember, when you are the one that controls the distance in the fight, the opponent is running after you, he has to adjust all the time, and you're the one that dictates the distance. And if you have the better structure that can achieve that, you have of course to train this, then you can use this to your advantage. If you don't, if you say, well, you're just copying, is this actually copying Bruce Lee? So now tell me, where all this what I explained to you, where can you find that? Can you find this in the movies? Can you find this Bruce Lee actually doing in the movies, or all this stuff that I have told to you was Tommy was taught by Bruce students, like even Jesse Glover, even the earlier stuff had some, you know, neutral stance defense with a finger eye jab. Howard Williams, a lot of neutral stances defending, and Ted Wong then from the on guard and using all the footwork, okay? So how is this just copying Bruce Lee? And if you decide to go here and do this, don't you then just copy someone else? I mean, a Muay Thai fighter who did develop Muay Thai, okay? So it doesn't really matter what you do. If you choose to do Wing Chun in some situation, that's copying Wing Chun, copying, I don't know, Yip Man or whom. Alone the argument is beyond stupid, to tell you the truth, because you're not just copying, you are applying the principles, you're training this, you want to go to have an edge over your opponent, okay? Of course, at the end of the day, it's the most important is how much you train. But if you take the same guy, okay, you take a guy and a clone of the guy, they have the same talent, they train the same amount of time, and then the one trains this, okay, and the other one trains this. Okay, so and then this guy kicks in the nuts and kicks in the knees, and use the eye jabs to the eyes and use his lead in a really long distance. Where this guy then has to actually is going to struggle to close in and to keep up. So the clone or the twin brother, right? So the two same guys, two same talents. The one is training the same amount of time this, and the other is training the same amount of time properly the other one. And then you can say which system is the better one. Okay, like it's a system. You can compare a professional with an amateur. Professional here, and then you take and you say, well, you take an amateur here, a guy who trains maybe once a week for 2 years. Okay, so that's not how this works. And now then you can explain me, how is this, what do we actually copy here? Okay, we copy the martial art. You clearly do the martial art. Okay, so very, very, very weird argument. And this argument is just designed, it's just designed, imagine you're producing cars, okay, and then you're a car producer, and there's a very good like car manufacturer. Let's say it's a Mercedes, BMW, or Audi or something. It doesn't really matter. And then a Chinese manufacturer comes, and they look up these cars, and they take these cars apart, and they try to copy to produce similar quality. Okay. And at the end of the day, that's what happened. They really achieved that. So the Chinese cars nowadays are really good. Okay, that's a very serious competition to German car manufacturers, especially when it comes to electric cars, right? So this was unthinkable like 10 years ago. So, and then you have another manufacturer, and you said, well, I'm just gonna do my stuff, and I'm gonna start to the development like 100 years ago, and start to build cars from there. Okay, why would you start? It's same. Why would you start with Wing Chun just because Bruce did Wing Chun, and then he eventually went into JKD, and then you say, okay, I have to do also Wing Chun in order to go to JKD later. But it's especially when the two things are so different, like I showed. But what I showed you, right? So this has nothing to do with Wing Chun. So let's watch a few comments. What do we have here, guys? I was talking so much now. Now I want to read a little bit. So hi Walter, hi Sayu, then Barton Flat Earth, hi. Miyagi, hi. John Paul, hi. How are you, John Paul, man? Wiper Fang, hi. So, let's see. What do we have? Questions? Do we have some comments? JKD would never copy that. It's too wide open. You mean, yes, you mean the Muay Thai stance, and only in the really close range. But as I show you, you're not standing just around. You're moving actually, right? So that's why you wouldn't do that. And sport rules stance, right? So when you stand like this, so let me get this one. When you stand like this, you don't have to worry to get kicked in the nuts. Okay, it's simple as that. You wear a cup, and you concentrate on the very few targets that you actually have. Okay, how to use JKD for MMA? Okay, so you can use JKD for MMA, but you are really restricted where to kick and where to punch. That's it. Okay, You try to punch the guy, you try to kick the guy there where it's allowed. That's how you would use JKD. Can you show some fights with good footwork? I'm starting to see it everywhere now. Yeah, that's the reason you're starting to guess. Okay, the soon as Mike Tyson retires again, okay, because he's not going to do all the time, unless he's gonna teach. It's gonna fade away again, right? So the people are just gonna walk a little bit, then stand still and try to punch, then walk a little bit, or just two guys standing within a punching range and punch each other. The left guy is punching, the other guy is covering, then the right guy is punching, the left guy is covering all the time. So the most of the fights you see like this. Okay, so I have seen some MMA guys where they actually punch, where they move. Just the way they punch is, I mean, I don't know who taught them, right? Yeah, I would like to see some good fights with no static hits. Yeah, me too. How to use JKD for MMA? I've already answered that. Yo, I've been watching, listening while I drive in the gym. Nice. I was in the gym today. I did Bulgarian split. Squats, right? So I did them Wednesday, and I did them today, and it feels pretty good. So I have no back pain from that. So I'm gonna do it for a while, and then we're gonna say I'm gonna see how it develops further. Today's subject: the discharge of copying JKD here. JKD stance is very practical for street. It's even practical for if you would apply it in the ring, right? Because you can still maintain more better distance and control better distance than that guy who has more like wide stance. Okay, that's basically the difference. Copy Bruce meaning staying safe and efficient. Yes. That's so funny. Okay, so the design. Why is this argument designed, or how did this argument came up? I can tell you how this argument came up. This argument came up like this. There was a Jeet Kune Do school, maybe established Jeet Kune Do school, and there came a guy, a new student, and he saw what they were doing, and then he went to the teacher and he said, where there's this other school there and there, and what they're doing that looks much more like what Bruce was doing. How doesn't this, what you do, how does this doesn't look like anything Bruce did? And while he was asking that, they were probably circling the sticks or something. And then the teacher said, well, they are just copying Bruce Lee. There you go. Okay, that's how this argument is brought up, right? So when somebody comes up and they say it doesn't look anything like Bruce Lee, and then they say, yeah, well, you just Bruce Lee closed his 3 schools because he didn't want people to copy him. Okay, well. That's a dead zombie argument. This argument is for so long dead, but it's been still brought up. Howard Williams had the later stage JKD. No, he was Oakland area. Howard Williams was in the Oakland area. It's Oakland area it's basically the fighting method books. Okay, the picture the Bruce made for JKD book were from this period. I think, I'm not sure when Bruce went to LA. Was it in the 70 or 69? But the pictures he made was more 66. Okay, so And when you look at these pictures, you can clearly see what Bruce was doing at the time. And when you watch the Green Hornet, you can see some resemblance from the techniques from this book and what was shown in the series. Not everything, because of course Bruce did a lot of dramatical high kicks and turning spin kicks and stuff. But you can see a lot of very simple stuff. Okay, and of course the Longstreet, right? So the Longstreet wasn't just a series or movie. Bruce, he played himself, and he introduced his actual martial art in this. That's different from Enter the Dragon, right? Where the movie doesn't really resembles or doesn't have JKD as a subject, right? If you want better footwork, pay attention to this. Yes, guys. So, okay. This stream is going to stay online, right? So you can really watch that. So I'm gonna show you a few other things after I read the comments, right? Oh, this jumped. He didn't change for preference, he changed for safety and efficiency. Yes. So the stance went slightly narrower, okay? Because as when he got it, when the lamp went on over his head, he understood that through better mobility he can determine the time when the attack is going to happen, okay? And you can even feint your opponent by not doing fake attacks, but just on purpose reducing the distance. So like you move slower so the opponent can actually get to you, and then your opponent thinks, oh, now I'm close enough, I'm gonna attack, and then you intercept that. Okay, what is this from the 5 ways of attack? Which one is that? Does anybody has an idea? So I'm gonna show you again. Let me see, just a second. So I'm gonna show you again. So okay, so when you stand, stay, okay. Okay, so you move, you control your distance, so you move better and quicker and faster than your opponent because of your structure. So, and the opponent can't actually reach you, and then you go slower. So on purpose you let him to reach you, and then when he comes into the distance where you know now he can attack, you wait for the weight shift, and you move slower, right? So, and then he comes into distance, once attacked, boom, and you do what? You do what there? Wait a second. So for one, you break the rhythm, okay? So you break the rhythm, you intercept the guy, and which attack was that from the 5 ways of attack? So 5 ways of attack is simple direct attack, then attack with a combination, attack with hand immobilization attack or immobilization attack, then indirect progressive attack was an attack with a feint, and then the last one, that was actually the second one. So the last one is attack with drawing, not pulling, with drawing, okay? So we have one answer. Okay, I'm gonna wait a little bit so other people. What's ABD? Attack by. So yeah, pulling. The people think sometimes attack by drawing is actually, you know, you draw your opponent. No. Attack by drawing is actually I don't want to explain it, because if I now explain it to you, you are going to have a Miyagi says simple direct attack. No, that's wrong. The attack itself was simple and direct, but that's actually not. That's actually, so I'm gonna explain you again. So here. Okay, listen carefully to this. So you're moving, you're controlling the distance, and an opponent, okay, he can't reach you. Now you decide to move slower, so you reduce the tact of your legs and the speed of your movement. What happens is the opponent can get to you closer. So now I'm the opponent, right? So I'm getting closer. So now I can attack, and I want to attack, and I go boom, and I get countered. So from my perspective, I move, then I decide to move closer, so he can get closer to me. Now I know if he gets closer, it's more likely that he's going to attack, right? And you watch his weight shift. When is the weight on the front leg? When is the weight on the front leg? And then he gets close enough. You let him get in close enough. His weight gets on the front leg, right? He wants to attack. Boom, and you go in. You intercept the guy. Okay, Young said. Okay, ABD. Yes, that's attack by drawing. Young said attack by drawing. Sven said simple direct attack. Barton and flat earth drawing. Okay, so it's drawing. Okay, so you draw the opponent to do a certain action. By shortening the distance, you know he's gonna attack, and you go in. So you program them. You actually already know what he's going to do, and because of your superior footwork, right, you can cover the distance quickly, more quickly than he. And in this situation, you are using, so some people are partially right. It's a simple direct attack. It's just a straight lead. But the whole plan was actually attack by drawing. So you draw the opponent to do a certain action, which was to shorten the distance, and so he wants to attack you, okay? And you can do that if your footwork is better than the footwork of the other guy. If you're the one that has worse footwork, trust me, it doesn't look very good for you. Okay, that's why you want to have a better, right? So that's the wrong one. A better fit positioning than the other guy. Okay, that's also actually how you would use the JKD in sport. Okay, so you can use it. You would use it the same idea. You just can't attack eyes. You just can't kick to the groin, or you can't side kick the legs. Okay, you would use a side kick to the body. You would use a side kick to the head. But remember, okay, so using side kick to the head or side kick to the body, the idea that I'm going to explain now is more for the side kick to the head, is the telegraphing motion, right? So if you kick higher, you telegraph more, right? Because the leg takes longer to get to the target. Okay, so you have probably 3 times, the opponent has 3 times more time to react, and so just to show you also, okay. A little bit more input, so right. So if you have my my leg here, right? So, and you come in, okay? So it depends on the distance. I can intercept your knee, okay? So, and you go from here, so from here to there, or you go from here to there, okay? So you can't really see it on the camera because both look very fast, okay? Because the camera has no enough frames, but trust me, the second one is, the first one is far harder to see. It's harder to see because it's like under the sideline, okay? So the low side kick to the knee, it's so hard to see, especially if the guy wants to punch you, okay? So that's why you, and also longest weapon or closest target. So the longest weapon is not the most important thing. The most important thing is the closest target, okay? So the target is far closer, so it takes far less time to reach the target, okay? And if you have a good sidekick, the sidekick takes just a fraction of a second, right? Okay, so the footwork will get you away from the opponent's weapon. Yes, absolutely. John Paul says the kick to the knee in the UFC, but a lot of folks complain so much for the ultimate fighting. Yes, plus these kicks suck, really. I haven't seen a really good knee kick as a kick to the knee, as a proper side kick, proper mechanics, proper. Well, because the guys stand like this, okay? When you stand like here. I'm gonna show you that as well at this just second. Okay, so here, okay, when you stand like this, to do a proper side kick from this structure is really not easy. It's possible if you know how. Well, let me show you again. So doing side kick from here is right. So let me back up a little bit. So can you hear me, guys? It's too. So there you go. So doing side kick from here, it's far easier, right? So the opponent is there. You have just to go with the leg. Okay, the leg is already positioned optimal for this kick. If you stand like this, okay, so and the opponent is there, so like here, you see the leg for the side kick is actually, when I stand like this, better position for me to kick to the side. If you change the structure, then you can kick it to the forward. But you can also kick from here, like when you kick from the neutral position, okay? You have to know how you have to shift here and then go with this leg forward. So you would use it like this, so you would turn and use it like this, or just here. So you can do this. It is possible, but it's less efficient, and you telegraph more because you have to turn at the same time, and you know any body movement can be easily detected by any animal. Okay, so that's why this this position is far better. Okay, I wish I could redraw the leg here so it goes more in the line. This position is better than this one, okay, for this kind of technique. So this position is good for kicking. Okay, so for kicking here, kicking like this and like this and like this, okay, and like this. So you can kick straight, and you can also kick straight. You can kick and curve, but you cannot use the side kick, okay? And also this telegraphs far more, because the way you stand, okay, the way your legs are positioned, okay, like here. So every time you want to use this leg or you want to use this leg, you're gonna see a weight shift, okay? You're gonna see a weight shift to either side. Whereas when we are talking about this one, okay, so when you let me go here, when you use this leg to kick forward, or even to kick it as to use it as a hook kick, you're not going to see any weight shift here or here, yeah. And if the guy is good, then you're not gonna see any weight shift here or here, okay. So you're not telegraphing. And now I'm going to show you how you can use the front leg for different kicks. Okay, let's go again. So if you have your front leg, right? So you can use your front leg like here. You can use your front leg like here, okay, here to the groin. You can even use your front leg like a hook kick. And you can use your front leg like inverted hook kick. You can even use it here to the head inverted hook kick, to the high hook kick, okay. You can even use it to the high side kick, to the low side kick, okay. You can use it to the body. So you can use all these angles, straight, side, side, and angle off. And same idea is here. You can use also this leg, okay. You can also use this leg for the side kick. You can also use this leg for the like a half hook kick. You can use this leg also for the normal hook kick. And then also different heights. Sweep kick, right? Here. You can use it also, okay? So you kick the guy here, boom, his head is here. You can sweep kick the guy eventually if he falls backwards, okay? You can use with both legs, you can use all these angles. Just like in other martial arts. You just use it from here, okay? So imagine, when would you use the rear leg, okay? So imagine you kick here, and the guy deflects your kick, and you go here, and then you can immediately use this one. You can use it where the target is. You can go here. You can use it, boom. You can even, if you want, go here to the head, and also this direction, right? So it gets deflected here. Okay, he catches it, boom. Then you can use the reverse that side kick, right? So these are all techniques that you can actually use in JKD, right? But because you're placed strong side forward, that's closer to your opponent, the majority of your techniques are going to be front leg. And also, other thing, so your kicks don't get deflected. You should actually snap your kicks. This is where I'm gonna stand up again. So you see often people kick like this. Okay, so they kick, boom, and then they let the leg fall. Okay, they control only one direction in the kick. Okay, they control, go here, and then let the leg fall. Okay, so when you do this and the guy evades, he can easily deflect because the leg is longer in this extended position. What you should do, you should snap your kick, okay? Whether you hit or not, okay? So you snap your kick here, boom. Okay, so you go here, and you pull the leg also back. And if you do that, right, you can continue with this one. Let me see from here. So you can go here, boom, boom, okay? So if you go here, the following attack is going to take longer time. Anyway, and your leg can get grabbed far easier. Okay, so yeah, I know that it's reduced because I'm far away. Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah, the mic, it picks up the background as well, but not as much. So let's see. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have here? Thomas, you look like an intellectual with those glasses. I could actually have gone to the university, but I didn't. I have high enough in education to go to university, but I didn't because the reason I didn't is because I was just about the training all the time. So I went rather to work. Well, that's how it is, right? Now I'm too old to go to university, man. I'm in with 45. So Let's see. Miyagi, I wasn't aware he live streams. I will definitely check it out next, John Paul. Yeah, so remember John Paul live streams as well. Regularly, not so technically advanced like myself, because I used, you know, I started streaming like 4 years ago actually, when I got injured with my back and I wasn't working for 3 months. I had plenty time. Then I streamed some video game playing and stuff. I had so much time, so that's the reason I inform myself about all this technical stuff, how to do live streams and what software to use and computer and stuff. Okay, I mean I have a PC since 1998, and since then I'm either upgrading my computer or at some point I just buy a new one, but usually I just always upgrade my computer. So technically this is my first PC that I have, just upgraded all the time. Okay, so let's see what you say, guys. So attack by drawing, right? So that's pretty easy. Pretty easy. And that's actually the highest skill you can achieve. So you make the opponent to attack you actually at the moment you dictate. So you can place a perfect timed counter. Okay. Let's see. Let's watch something. MMA kick to knee. Let's see if we see some pictures. Oh. This kind of kicks you can forget. It's because the kick here is on the inside, right? So you can really forget that. Then I think I've seen it. So this kick is actually too high, so it goes to the upper leg, and the guy is not really standing on his leg. So then you have this kind of this can be more dangerous because he's really standing on his leg. But you know what you see here, as you use your rear leg actually to kick. You're closer to him. Okay, so if you would use this as a side kick, you would have more distance away from him. This one, yeah, that's the same idea, but he has much more reach than the smaller guy here. So I'm not gonna do any videos, because when you post MMA videos or UFC videos, yeah, they just copyright claim you. So then I have to take the parts of my stream out if I want to not them to get paid for my video. I think that's the injury here. Yeah, clearly. I mean, when you train a side kicks to the knee, even using protection gear, you have to watch out, because protection gear protects only the surface. It doesn't stop you from kicking through the knee, and that's when your martial art career would end, if you kick someone like this. So, how often do you use Miyagi? Mr. Miyagi asks, how often do you use high kicks in Jeet Kune Do, and what are the risks compared to low kicks? So like I explained, the high kick to the leg takes longer time. It's more telegraphing because the leg travels more distance and longer time. And the recovery takes longer time as well. So, for example, that's what people forget. You have to recover from your techniques. Anytime you punch, you kick, you expose yourself, and you want to hold this time of exposure as minimal as possible. So So if you go here and you kick just here, look, I'm recovered. Okay, so I'm here, I kick here, I'm recovered. I'm here, I kick here, I'm recovered. I can punch again, I can kick again. If you come like this, how much longer does it take to recover? Compare this to this. Okay. That was loud, huh? Okay. So that's why you for one, the head is, you know, as soon the opponent has his hands here or here, you can't really kick to the head. But legs are open, okay? Especially if he steps in. That's why you would use your legs far more often on the lower line, okay? This is just math, okay, guys? It's not, oh, I like high kicks, I'm gonna use them more. Then you're gonna risk more. As simple as that. You're gonna just risk more. It doesn't. So look, okay. Like I said to my student, Friday, it doesn't mean that Wing Chun doesn't work at all. Okay, so some aspects are actually working, but only if you attack. As defense, you know, like just catching punches, real punches, almost impossible. But it's like, it's comparison to, okay, so okay, here. Do you really would stick to this gun? Okay. If you can have this one. Okay? Just saying. So nobody can say this gun doesn't work. You can claim, well, the single shooter carabine works. This gun works. You shoot and you can shoot the guy. It works. But the question is, how well does it work? Okay, so and then compared to this one, this works far better. So you throw this away, okay, and you take this, and that's exactly right what Jeet Kune Do does. Okay, what Jeet Kune Do does is you throw away what's not what doesn't work, but what works worse than you maybe have discovered, or than some other things. So for example, Wing Chun punches don't work as well as boxing punches. So there's no argue about that. You can make Wing Chun punches work, but you never can make them work as well as boxing punches, because boxing punches, okay, so you can punch straight. There's a camera. So you can punch straight. You can punch straight. You can punch straight. But you can also punch low. You can punch from an angle. You can punch hooks. You can punch here from the angle. You can even punch from here from the angle. Okay, you have far more possibilities, more power due to footwork when you have the correct footwork and stuff. Compared to this, okay, so this, you have your Wing Chun punches, and here white, and here you have your boxing punches, okay, and Jeet Kune Do has adapted boxing punches as if you want, right? Not quite as, you know, the modern stuff, more the old school stuff. I mean, old school boxing had the cover here, okay, before these huge glows and stuff. So that's you know, that's evolution of Bruce martial art, okay, going from there to there. It's as simple as that. John Paul, if I were them, I would condition my feet so my heel would do real damage. Yeah. The nice thing is when you wear shoes, you don't even have to condition anything. You can just kick through baseball bats and everything just with shoes. Yeah. So Miyagi, thank you. Channel is awesome. Okay, John Paul, yes, it is. John Paul, geez, pay attention to Thomas' advice. He's my senior, right? I mean, technically, I'm not your senior, right? So Tommy is your teacher. We are the same, right? So Walter Evans, he covers a lot of stuff too. So there you go. Where are we? John Paul says, so much Thomas is giving you guys here. If you can detect the weight shift prior to attack due to a poor stance placement, it's probably needs some modifications. Yes. So the thing is, you can that's the thing beginners do. You have they take a upper stance. You have so many how do you say man, sometimes mistakes, right? You have so many mistakes. I just show you a few ones. So some mistakes. It's too loud, isn't it? No. Okay. So you have a correct, if you have your correct stance, right? So the correct stance is like this, okay? So the hand is here, this hand is here, it's not too close, it's not too far away, okay? And your chin is down, and you face your opponent with your upper head, okay? And so the most common mistake in the stance with a beginner is this one. Okay, so the hip is like here behind. Okay, the hip should be forward. Okay, here. So like here. And you see many beginners this. Or the rear leg is stretched. Okay. And then when they step, when they do the step, they don't step like this. Okay. They step like this. Okay, so they don't actually extend the leg for the step. Okay, that's not a mistake. Another mistake is standing a lot of like this. Here, cover here, and this hand here. They are too tense. They should just relax. And another mistake is just standing too square. So the feet are okay, but they're here twisted. Okay, so these are some of the typical mistakes of the beginners. Okay, so you can do a lot of things wrong when you train JKD stance or like JKD in general. So that's why you should have your teacher. That's why it's not so easy, right, to do it all by yourself. Sometimes Tommy comes on Thomas live stream. Yeah. I had Tommy 2 or 3 times here. Axel Stone. Hi, I'm sorry I'm late. No problem. You can rewatch this. Poor stance gives away striking intention. Yeah. So you're 33, Axel? 33? Walter says he wishes he was 37 again. I mean, I can't really believe that in 5 years I'm gonna be 50. I can't. It's a guy in my company where I work. He thought I was like 35. I get this all the time. People think I'm really young, but I'm actually not. I'm 5 years. I'm 50 years old. I just drink blood. That's how I stay young. Right, Axel? Okay, so. Actually, it's nice and quiet now. The hippo isn't around. Yeah, I mean, he was constantly uploading my stream clips. He was just clipping my stream and just re-uploading that. And well, you can't do that. Okay, so that's not fair use. And I just sent the copyright strikes on YouTube like 8 times because he had 8 clips up, and his channel got removed. So I don't really know if YouTube removed his channel or it was himself or whatever. But you know, at some point I just had enough. Okay, so I'm just copying Bruce Lee. John, John, you're 37? Are you already that old? When, what was your age when we met first time? I think you were 22 or something, right? So I was 27, you were 22, or yeah, or I was 29 and you were 22 or something like this. If you're 37, I'm 45, so it's 8 years difference. So you were 22, I was 30. Yeah, that's probably about right. Probably about. Stallone was in Rocky 4, 38. Yeah, a little bit steroids, you know. Everything goes. Drago Ivan. It's and it's not Ivan, it's Ivan. Okay, so guys, when I hear Ivan, I could. I just could. I get fever. Okay, so it's not Ivan, it's Ivan. It's Ivan Drago. Okay. So Young is 24. When you started Young, you then you were 21 in my class, right? I think you were 21. Tommy is trying to move more simply and directly, anyway, non-telegraph. Well, I mean, I think Tommy has achieved the maximum when it comes to simplicity, and you can't really get more simple and direct than this, and of course not telegraphing and everything this. Okay, so at some point he was just doing finger jabs, groin kicks and side kicks, nothing else. But you know, copying efficiency. Yeah. We took the same route to the supermarket. He copied me. Yes, this copy, Bruce, you just copy Bruce Lee. This is so hilarious, man. This is the whole subject. So what I tried to show you actually how JKD works, and how you actually do it. Okay, how you start it, how you use your techniques, what's the mindset behind it, what are the principles. Okay, but you know, some people they just don't want to understand that, right? This is for some reason, it's funny to me. What's funny to me is that that despite the people of liking Bruce Lee and they claim to like Jeet Kune Do, and despite all of this, they just disregard all the Jeet Kune Do principles. And we have proven that time and time again on this live stream. What students of Bruce has said, what he said, what he did do. We showed what John Little said in interviews about Bruce Lee training, about his mindset, about his mindset towards grappling and mixing stuff. Okay, if you have proven and showed it time and time again, and you can, like I said, it's far easier to fool a guy than to convince him that he was fooled in the first place. And that's really true. That saying is really true. And because someone has invested so much time in their training and in their thinking of what Jeet Kune Do is, and they believed it maybe for 5, 10, 15, 30 years, whatever. And you're not going to change it easy, even with facts, even with true, and even with evidence. Okay, that's really. So most people are inclined not to change, even if provide evidence, which is very important in life. Okay, if the evidence is there that something is not the way you think it is, you should be able to adapt. And Bruce was one of these guys. He didn't care about styles, he didn't care about techniques, he didn't care about, oh, I like this punch, he cared about which one tactic, what works better against a human being, against the way he is, the way he attacks. How can I stop him as a human being, not as a style? And that's exactly how Jeet Kune Do became what it is. Okay, a tool to achieve this goal, right? I can imagine that some years later somebody could come say, just copying Tommy or Thomas with the same argument. That's not gonna happen. Why? You know why? Because we are never gonna have the same fame as Bruce Lee did. Okay. Which wait a second. But despite of this, somebody could say this, but yeah, well, it's not so likely, right? Excellent. I just noticed JKDtv. I like that. Hope you keep. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I explained it in the beginning of the stream, so this is like this is going to be the brand of this channel, just for the live stream. When you get notification from JKDtv, you know it's a live stream. It's our live stream. The rest is the same. Thomas Marks, JKD, IFO, right? So that's the same. It's just for the live stream, JKDtv. I think the name is it's more recognizable. So when people read JKDtv, they immediately know, okay, and they can remember that easily compared to Thomas Marks, originally JKD, Jeet Kune Do IFO, right? So the IFO is included because we are part of Tommy's organization, right? But it's always actually wiser to keep your name as compact as possible so people can remember that better. Yeah. JKDtv. Okay, that's not going our way. Bruce was always trying new things with the blood stuff. He stopped soon after because someone said two possible dangers doing that. Oh, I forgot about that, yeah. Oh yeah, but drinking blood, you can, I mean, in perspective of nutrition, it's maybe it's not that bad, but the risk of getting some diseases and stuff, because you know it's not sterile, how you say. So, and if you drink too much blood, so let's say you get punched in the nose and you drink too much of your blood, then you can wait a second, how you say this in English? You can puke, right? So that's what we learn. I learned as a oh god, I have to that's what we learned. I learned as a paramedic in the army. So when someone drinks too much blood, you actually puke. That's the natural reaction to get it out of your stomach, because of probably of risks, right? But no, I meant, you know, I look that young because I drink blood. I'm actually a vampire, right? I'm 400 years old. And I have done all the martial arts on this planet. Yeah. Walter is 61. Yeah, Tommy is 65. Tommy is exactly 20 years older than me, and he has a birthday same month as I, so he's 20 years and 14 days older than me. Exactly 20 years and 14 days. Yeah. You were John Paul, you were 24 when we met, okay? Okay, I see. So my math wasn't that wrong, just 2 years off. Axel is 34. Yeah. I mean, the time passes so quickly by, it's unbelievable. So for all guys here in the 20s, the time is gonna pass like this and you're gonna get 40. Trust me. And you're gonna say exact the same thing like me now. What happened to the time? Yeah. Robert von Darf. Hi, Robert. How are you? Socialist Republic of Seattle. I think Seattle has a has a minimum wage of $15, I think, yeah. And it didn't make it worse, right? That's nice. The people should get paid for their work. Generic and diet. Okay. So, guys, do you have any questions? I have already learned Jeet Kune Do before Bruce was born. Yes, in 1655. I met actually Bruce Lee and I talked to him, and he never gave me a credit. Oh my god. Imagine living that long. JKDtv is brilliant. Yeah, I know. You know, the idea came... There's a guy. He has a channel... wait, what's the channel? Channel name is... Channel name is Growing Up in Scientology. So that's a former Scientologist. And he has this this channel where he talks about this subject, right? And he has a live stream. And the name of the live stream is SPTV. SPTV, the SP means suppressive person. And so suppressive person, you are declared by the Scientology, you are declared as a suppressive person when you talk about against Scientology in the public. So as soon as you do that, you come on their list as a suppressive person. And then he does live streams as well. And because he's declared as a suppressive person, of course, he called his live stream SPTV, and some of his followers suggested name. And I thought SPTV, JKDtv wouldn't that bad as well. Okay, that's where I had the idea. So you see, we all of us, we steal somewhere, right? The ideas, okay, or have the how do you say? We get inspired, okay. So online material is good if you're dedicated. Yeah, you can achieve. I mean, if you use my channel, you use Tommy's online lessons, and you maybe get your training partner and you train both. You can achieve something. Yeah, it's not impossible. It's unlikely because most of people wouldn't put the work that's needed for that. But it's not impossible, right? It's really not. You're from Minnesota, okay? You know, the funny thing is the strategy the Scientology uses to smear people who have left the Scientology. That these strategies or this what they do, that's a lot of similar to the guys who try to smear us, especially the hippo guy. And you know, they Scientology, for example, they collect. You know, when you leave Scientology, then your own family. Yeah, they are still Scientologists. Maybe your sister, even your kids and your wife. They are then prohibited to have a contact with you. Okay, What they then do, if you speak openly against them, they then take these family members and they interview them, so they talk bad about you. Which I just say, Paul G interview with the hippo. The same thing. That's the same strategy. You find people who are willing to say bad things about you, and then you post this, and then you claim stuff, and that's the same strategy, man. I like to watch the videos about Scientology leavers, right? And every time I watch this, I think, man, the people are doing the same stuff to me, actually, just in a smaller scale, because I'm not, you know, I'm nobody and they are nobody. Okay. JKDtv shirts. Oh, that's a fucking good idea, man. JKDtv. On and this logo was made by the AI, right? Hey, I'm gonna show you all the logos it made for me, and I just picked that one. Wait a sec, where is it? Just a second. So I picked that one. Oh, my hard disk is too full. There you go. So, okay, let's go. So this is the one I use. There was some more. Can I use that here? So this is the original one. I just changed the colors, right? So then you have this one. This is just too playful. Then this one is a little bit messed up. I could fix that here, right? Then this is also not bad. It's like MTV, JKDtv. I would have just to remove one T. Maybe I'm gonna use this at some point. And there are another ones. So there you go. Here, this is JKDtv station. Also not bad. Then you have this one. Then JKDtv. This is really not bad. Just the colors. Okay. So the see-through is actually a light blue color, right? And then LTV station. So the L is messed up. There you go. These are some of my thumbnails, right? So I use just AI. Look, this one. You just copy Bruce Lee. I said, make me a picture of the subject. You just copy Bruce Lee, and that's one of the pictures the AI came out. So, you know, making a picture of Bruce Lee, but the planes in the background is weird stuff, no? Yeah. That's funny. That was funny. Yeah, I had a few logos to pick, and I seriously I took the simplest one, because the simplest is always the best. It's Jeet Kune Do. The simplest is always the best. Yeah. JKDtv shirts. Man, I could sell them online, right? You think anybody would buy this crap? Well, let's make one. Wait a second. I'm gonna make one. Okay, watch this. So here, I'm gonna keep this open. Let's go here. Okay, so look at this. So watch this. Okay, there you go. Let's just take this one, make it big. Okay, there you go. So let's make a screenshot. Okay, let's go here, fill it in. Okay, there you go. Copy. So do one. There you go. So now we have t-shirt. So now let's put our logo in. There you go. So here, let's put it smaller. So okay, so then I'm gonna do this one. Okay, so we can make it better. So I'm gonna save it on the JKD shirt. Okay, saved. Okay, then let's go to this. There you go here. Let's open it with different. This one. And let's go here. There you go. So, there you have your JKDtv shirt. And what do you say? What do you say? That's actually a good idea, man. JKDtv shirt on the front and on the back, nothing or something else. JKD podcast. Yeah, that's JKD. I mean, JKDtv technically is a JKD podcast, right? Gotta have a Bruce in there. Yeah, Bruce is copyrighted. So if you make a Bruce Lee, t-shirts and you sell them and you have no license, yeah, welcome into the court. Dwight Woods does concepts, JKD coffee mugs. Okay, that's, you see, that's too complicated, you know. So I read that tomorrow. I forgotten that. Okay, so but you have simple like this. You can make maybe here the TV a little bit bigger, but I think so. Subtile TV under that, I think it's great. Yeah. So guys, do you wanna something to show you? Because we have no place I could show you stuff. Could show you the JKDtv shirts, man. Be nice. So Miyagi, how can one train with you guys? Are any students allowed? And where are you located? Every JKD place around me is either doing Muay Thai, Jun Fan or Kali. So tell me please, what is Jun Fan? Plus I'm 21 right now. I want to learn. Okay, so you want to learn Jeet Kune Do? You have to find this school that teaches actual Jeet Kune Do. It's difficult. Okay, so I'm located in Frankfurt, and I only teach guys who can come regularly to training, right? So guys from the region, and I teach just once a week, right? Because you cannot afford more classes with this martial art, because you know nobody knows it, and those guys who think they know it, they think it's fucking MMA. And then. Where are you from, Miyagi? Minnesota. Okay, where's Minnesota? So let's watch this. Where's Minnesota? Minnesota, U.S. state. Where are you located? Okay. Oh, that's pretty much in the middle of the North America. Okay. So you're in Minnesota, and John Paul is here in Mississippi, right? Am I right? John Paul, you're in Mississippi? Mississippi. So that's quite a distance. So I don't think that anybody's there in your area, unfortunately. So when you have the whole effing planet, right? There may be just handful people actually doing Jeet Kune Do. Okay. Then you have a problem. You can even be taught by the right guy, but you as a student, your quality maybe sucks. Okay. And so very high qualified people to teach it as it meant, it's not very many, you know. I mean, you know, people I'm now gonna say I'm pissing on concepts also, but as you said, you know, you have Jeet Kune Do schools that teach Muay Thai, Kali, and Wing Chun and stuff. Sorry, but that's not Jeet Kune Do. Newsflash, that is not Jeet Kune Do. Even if there's a JKD letters over the door, right? Okay, so we are located here. There you go, here. I'm teaching here. So I'm teaching, where is it? So like here, okay. It's like here. In Frankfurt, right? And then there's another one here in Düsseldorf, another one, Thomas of Guys, who actually teaches active. Then there's another one here in Berlin. Where's Berlin? There's Berlin. Very nice city. I can recommend you to go there for holidays if you want to see. It's really nice city. I was actually surprised positively how nice this city is. And so then you have a guy here in Malaga. He teaches under Tommy in Spain. Okay. Then you have a guy here in Netherlands. So, and he is in, let me find the city, nicht in Eindhoven. Apeldoorn here. Okay, so here, there's another one. So, or he teaches here nearby, but it's, I know that he used to teach exactly in this city. Okay, so then we have Tommy. Tommy is based in Glasgow, right? So this is like the headquarters. And John Paul, you're in Mississippi, right? Closest to him is Anthony in Colorado. Anthony in Colorado. But he doesn't teach on the Tommy, right? But he could actually have him as a training partner. Where's the Colorado? Am I blind, man? Ah, there's, oh, I mean, closest, right? So if you draw the line, it's almost, oh yeah, okay, Mississippi is, well, it's almost the same. Look, it depends where he is, here or here. It's almost the same. I think he did a seminar a year or two before, Walter. Okay. Axel, have you been to that samurai museum in Frankfurt? No. I didn't even know that one exists. I think Derek first connected with Tommy 2010. Okay, Derek is in San Francisco. San Francisco, that's Derek. Where do we have Alice? Q Young asks, John Paul, how many instructors on the Tommy line are teaching in JKD in USA? John Paul and Derek. Just you two, yeah. And Derek is here in San Francisco. John is Confederate, right? He is Confederate. So down the Mississippi, New Orleans. Oh, New Orleans, man. When I hear about New Orleans, you know what I have to think of? Where's New Orleans? Here. I have to think of Hard Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And that was a great movie, man. Hard Target. You can say about Van Damme what you want, but he had some great movies. And Hard Target was really one of them, and it was recorded, right? It was made in New Orleans. So what do we have now? Richard. Okay, Richard Torres. He used to be with Ted Wong. He's not with Ted Wong. He is located in New York, but not in New York, but like 2 hours with the train away. It's so. What's again the name? Poughkeepsie. There's that guy. I have to say, I mean, the seminar in New York was nice because I've seen the city, and Richard Torres was really nice to us and stuff. Yeah, there was some dispute between him and Tommy after the seminar, but I have to say, as a host, he was really super. Plus, taxi driver, he how do you say in English? He basically took more money from us. That is actually the price. And Richard, he he was talking to him from the car when he told him. The taxi driver, he brought us to a place where Richard picked us up, me and Martin from Switzerland, and then we said to Richard, hey Richard, we paid like 50 euro for this. And he said, what? And he took the window down because the taxi driver was still beside us on the road, and he yelled at him. It was funny. Yeah. Miyagi, thank you for showing us the locations. Yeah, well, I mean, it's difficult. Jeet Kune Do is really a dead martial art compared to other martial arts, right? So there's barely any. So you have I don't really know who is actively teaching in England. There's Fabian. I'm not really sure where he is. Here in Bath Jeet Kune Do, there used to be a student of Tommy. What is Pete Jenkins? Is he actually still? Are there actually still videos of him? I think he took all his videos down. I think he took all his videos down. Rebel JKD was used to be the name. No, he took his videos down. Bath Jeet Kune Do. You see my videos, okay? You see this guy's videos. No, okay, so I guess Pete Jenkins, he took his channel down. I think he stopped training at some point. So there used to be student of Tommy in London. Used to be Martin, but he stopped training. Yeah, that's the problem with Jeet Kune Do. You can't really maintain. You don't really make money. But you have to maintain going to seminars and stuff, okay? But at some point you have to decide, okay, what I'm gonna do. So, is there anybody else that I forgot? So in Spain, there's okay. So in Spain there's a guy in Malaga, and then Alessandro. In Italy there's Alessandro. I'm not really sure where he's from. I guess from this. No, not from this area. I would have to look up on the. Oh, let me. I think I have the list of the guys. Oh, there you go. JPG. So I think somebody's missing. Somebody who knew from Japan is not already there, but you can see here the guys. So okay, so let's go like here. Let's try this. So you have this half here, then we have this half here. Okay, so then we have let's start with the group leaders. So Enzo, I think he doesn't teach. Domenico, I have no idea. Totti, I have no idea. It's all just Italy. Roy Wachowski, he's from Cologne in Germany, so that's here, right? So here in the north more. Yeah, there you go, here. West, more west. So I think he doesn't teach either. So Dieter Rings in Duisburg, he is pretty new, you know. I mean, where's Duisburg? That's... So it's also somewhere here. He doesn't teach as well as I think Thomas Kudliman, this is from Germany, he doesn't teach. I think Fernando Sabio from Spain. I have no idea. John Paul Mississippi. Is this still correct, John Paul here? Biloxi. Chris Gray from Canada. Yes, I forgot about him. I think he is not active as well. Okay, then we have Paul Hautea in Philippines. Where do we have Philippines? There you go. So, I don't know how active these guys are. Robert, Brisbane, Australia. He used to be my student. Then he went to Australia, become a group leader under Tommy, but he doesn't teach active. Robert Miller, Tokyo, Japan. So we have a few guys in Japan. There you go here. So Japan, Robert Miller, Futani, Yoshikazu, Takahito Okoshi, and Ryu is from Korea. But there's another guy from Korea, so we get here to apprentice instructors. Eric Pedersen in Berlin. So Peterson, I don't know if he teaches actively. John Jiang Lo from Singapore. Okay, so we have in Singapore. We have 2 guys in Singapore. Apparently Singapore is a very, very nice country. Just when there's it. So Singapore is here. So Saerong Kwon, also from Korea, from South Korea, right? So that's more here. Where is it? Where do I? There's it. So that's the South Korea. Okay, so he teaches in South Korea. Derek Chin, San Francisco. Vladimir Mivkovic, he is in Slovakia, right? So here for you Americans to show you where Slovakia is. There is it. Wait, why don't I see it here? There is it. This part here. So that's Slovakia here, in the middle of Europe. Abdul, we call him Abdul. He is from Emirates, right? So that's in Saudi. From Emirates or from here? Here's from here. Here. And Walid, here's for Egypt. We have a guy in Egypt as well. There you go. So these are all apprentice instructors. So I don't know if the ranks have changed. So usually people should inform me when the ranks are changed, so I can update the list. So then Michael Siewert from Düsseldorf, I already talked about him. Then you have Neil Shi, he's from China. Neil Shi is from China, but where from China I don't really know. I think he is from do you know where he from is? From China? Wolfgard. Shanghai, is he from Shanghai? Could be. Joseph Wang from China. Joseph Wang is from Shanghai. Antonio is from Malaga. Alessandro Fiorentino, who I was talking about, the Italian guy. Okay, he's from Sorrento. Where is Sorrento? There's it. Oh, that's a nice. I bet this is a nice place. Look, it's a half, like a half aisle, right? So you say it in English. In German, you say half aisle for this. Okay, that's where Alessandro located. This is Michael Van Damme is Apeldoorn. I have already showed his location. So myself, Frankfurt, Kane, Glasgow, whereas Kane is now actually in Japan studying. So Fabian, here's Burton, UK. Burton. I don't know where it is. I don't want to type it in. And Paul Brooks in Torbridge. He is in Torbridge, but he is not active. He doesn't teach anymore. So that's all the guys. I think one guy is missing. Okay. You can screenshot this. And you have the you can rewatch just the stream, so you can see the guys where the guys are. I wonder if Mighty Atom still studies JKD under IFO. Who is Mighty Atom? She was training under John Lowe. I don't know who that is. Happy St. Patrick's Day from Ireland. Anthony here. Hi, Anthony. You are late to the table. because the stream is going to end soon. I have to eat. I have to work tomorrow. In a recent Rick Young interview, Chris was mentioned. Which Chris? Walter, which Chris was mentioned? You mean Chris Gray? Impossible, because Chris Gray is not active since years. That must be some different Chris. I can tell you that's impossible that he's connected with Rick Young in any way. I saw a video of him talking about the other side of JKD. If you think it's all about fighting, you're missing the point. Yeah, but it's martial art. Yeah, that's another point. This all philosophy stuff. I don't want to do Jeet Kune Do, so I know how to cook, right? And don't forget this. A lot of this philosophy stuff is never explained by Bruce unless you were taught by him. And when you read or hear something, you know, Beal water, my friend, this can mean anything. So, and now, unless you know somebody who explained to him what this really means in terms of Jeet Kune Do, you don't know what it means, okay? You just don't. Ah, Chris Kent, okay. I see Dwight Woods will interact with Chris Kent. Chris Kent is somebody totally different. I heard that Chris Kent is a good salesman. I found a non-classical Kung Fu instructor in China. I'm not really sure that there is one. I have to ask Tommy. And thought he was one student from Jesse. He met Tommy at a few times at seminars. I don't know whether he's under the Tommy line. I don't think that Tommy has anybody under him who teaches explicitly non-classical Kung Fu. I could teach it if I wanted. I'm qualified. But I don't, because I don't train it. Okay. And I have... So, because I don't train it, why should I teach it? But if you train on classical Kung Fu, and you're qualified, then of course you can teach that. Robert Miller is a good bloke. Spoken to him PMs. Yeah, he seems a nice guy. I think he drives in BMW. John Paul Daly, you're near Jackson now. Okay, where is Jackson? Neverland Ranch or what? I'm near Michael Jackson now. So where is Jackson? So wait a second. So let's find me Mississippi. There's Mississippi. Is it still in Mississippi? Yeah, you see, I have to Google that. Jackson. Yes, it's the city in Mississippi. There you go. Okay. Okay, so pretty much in the middle. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. There you go. Oh, you have a lake here? Oh, that's nice. You have a lake here. You have a lake here. And how does this... Is it accessible? Oh. Okay. You have a nice place there, man. You have a nice place there. I must say. Such a nice lake. You can just open a school near the lake. That would be something, right? Can you go swim there? How's the water quality? Because it's United States, I ask of the water quality. Is there any industrial water in it? Oh, there's a bridge. Let's go here. Nice. I like lakes, man. Everything what sea, lake, oceans, I like that. Typical American houses. You can see only SUVs, right? Oh, hey, they are living on the lake, man. I mean, whew, that's a dream, isn't it? Look, you just live on the lake. Man, that's nice. You know what I don't leave about, what I don't like about residential areas in the US? You have no shops there. You have literally no shops there, but you have to drive just miles and miles just to go to get groceries. Like here. What's that? Hey, if you give me your address, I can see your house, right? Probably. Probably, Jackson. So let's go in the city center somewhere. It looks nice and green. I like that. Okay, residential area. What do we have here? Okay. What's that? Oh, is it university? This seems to be a university, and this tree is blocking my... Yes, university, nice. Yeah. Okay, where's the city center? Here. Yeah, typical American city, right? Yeah, nice. I like it. I like it. Catherine got her job as an electrical engineer, so maybe I have a good chance in this area. Well, I guess if she got a job as an electrical engineer, you don't have to work. She makes enough money. I would use that to your benefit. Yeah. Yes, I could teach no classical kung fu. Tommy allowed me to teach. Technically, I'm certified. But like I said, I don't train it, right? From time on time, I do some exercises from the non-classical kung fu. That's a big punch. I'm gonna show you that. So that's so if you want to train the left leg, the pushing leg, right? Then you can go here. Okay, you can lift your front leg. Imagine, right? You kick, and from the kick you go to the punch. So you can lift your front leg, okay, and then push with your left leg as strong as you can, and you punch. Okay, so you go like here, and you punch. Okay, and you go here, and you punch. Okay, so that's the so-called big punch that Jesse actually did. Exercise to make the lead hand stronger, right? And that's I use this exercise with my students as well from time to time. Okay, so I teach them just once a week, so you don't have really much time to put all the exercises in. But yeah, that's one exercise from non-classical kung fu. John Paul, man, if I don't work, I go nuts. Well, maybe you can open here. Look, maybe this is empty, and you can open your school there. Maybe it's empty. Who knows? What is that for fucks? What's that? The city with Jackson. Okay, that's some. Is it? Yeah, maybe you can apply. I mean, I don't know how much does renting of a place cost in the US? In Germany, it's crazy expensive. So that's why running an own school here in Germany, it's basically impossible. You can forget it. Even good field schools. There's a school in Germany. Let me show you just a second. fight temple in my city, or in city nearby. So here, Temple Fight School, that's the name. So yeah, now look, this is a, that's where they are. Let's watch some pictures. Okay, so this is, you know, that's this typical MMA type of school, and they even have a gym. And look how many, you know, like here belts and stuff. Okay, so they are really active in all this, and you know, I mean, and even the MMA is as popular as it is. This school has changed its owners. I mean, at least 3-4 times, you know. So I guess if it would really be profitable, people will just keep it. But even, you know, look how big this place is. I mean, I don't want to know how much does this actually cost, right? So yeah, that's a nice city. Nice city. Why is it still blue, man? Okay. Oh, there you go. There, it went away. So, right. Yeah. Let's north it. There you go. Pennsylvania, Washington D.C., San Francisco. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you can open the school there and run it. Thomas, have any of the MMA guys try your classes? I had 1 or 2. And it's the same. These guys can't move. These guys can't move compared to us, right? So it's all relative. Marshall amplifiers. Can I show you something? Oh no, I can't. Oh, wait a second. We do it different. I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna do it like this. I'll make a picture. And I'll show you the picture. So that's what's in the corner of this room. Right? So Hippo really had no clue how much you know about Wing Chun and other stuff. Then say that says a lot that you know non-classical. Yes, you asked to be talked in the back of the day for historic reasons. No, Tommy just taught us. He just taught us a few times, right? Showed us the drills and stuff. And I was on one Jesse's seminars and everything. There's really not that much in non-classical Kung Fu to do not many drills and techniques. Jeet Kune Do is you have far more in Jeet Kune Do, right? But as I don't train this, right, I have forgotten most of the stuff, and it's really not my stuff, right? So. Yeah. So, John Paul, you think in how many people are there actually in Jackson? In Jackson. How many people do? 150,000. Yeah, that's not much. Where I live in nearby, the area has also 150,000, but I went to Frankfurt to teach because there's more, like 1.2 million people, including those people who work there, and 800,000 who live. That's far more people you can, you know, potentially teach. That's why I moved away from here to with my school to Frankfurt. Tell us more about the MMA guys who came to class. I think it would be cool to get a Wing Chun guy for one video and show. Hey, I had plenty Wing Chun students, former Wing Chun students. I mean small in sense of residents. How many people there are? 150,000 is not much, right? For compared, let's say, what do we have? Mississippi, how many? Right. What's the capital city of Mississippi? Look, he knows what I want. The Google... Ach, it's Jackson. Right, okay. Yeah, well... I mean, it's not a, you know, like a million people metropolis. So... It would be cool to get one of the Wing Chun guys for one video and show how you deal with technique or MMA guy. Yeah, I had plenty Wing Chun students, former Wing Chun students, and these guys are usually the ones who have the most difficulties to teach, to learn Jeet Kune Do. That said, if they have trained for a long time, JKD. John Paul, yes, we are here for her job, mostly to improve her resume, probably move to better area for both our jobs after. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that like in the United States, you easily move from place to place for a job. In Europe, this is not very common. In Europe, it's more like you find a job there where you live. For a simple reason, right? So, because the costs of living are just really huge, and when you get the job somewhere else, then you have to find a new place to live. The rent is high, and it's just doesn't add up financially. It's a different thing if you know, like you have studied something and you find a job like in Munich or in Berlin, which is really good paid, and you go away. But most people here, they just stay there where they were born. And yeah, when I mean, if I just dare to show you, right, here, just so you know, guys, here, left side monitor. Here, I was born and raised here. Serbia, former Yugoslavia back then. Here, Sombor, this is my city, and this is my street. And this is where I was raised, and I'm gonna show you my old house. This is my house, this one, okay? This was our house. We have sold it like 2 or 3 years ago. So this is, guys, where I spent my childhood. In this yard, on these streets. And this is where I was like 10 hours a day I was outside, and I lived here, right? So this is where I lived. And spent all my childhood. And I spent my childhood basically here, outside. Okay, this is my room. This is my parents' room. This is our living room. And this is our terrace, and this is our garage, and this is our cooking kitchen, for a summer cooking kitchen, right? This is where we kept our tools. And then this is a room this was later a room for my sister, right? And that's where I wasn't born there. When I was 4 years old, we moved into this house. And then when I was 12, we moved from here, okay, to here. There you go. This blue stuff. From here to here. Okay. So this is the area where I live now. Okay, this is from there, from here to here. So we moved a lot far away, right? Not just city, we changed the country. When I was 12. Childhood outside punching, kicking. Man, I spent all... We played football outside. We played tennis outside. We played volleyball outside. We played basketball outside. We did everything outside. On the street. You know? That's how I spent my childhood. Up until I was 12. And when we moved to Germany, every summer we went back, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Shenzhen. Let's watch Shenzhen, China. There you go. Okay, so oh, there's even some pictures, right? Oh, that's not you. That's not you. You can even hear if this works and doesn't work. It doesn't work. Young. Oh, what's the matter? Please render the picture. Oh, there you go. I mean, it's different, but it's at the end of the day, it's same, right? There are streets, there are buildings, there are cars, and there are people. Yeah. Instead of computer games indoors, yeah, that came later. Climbing trees and bikes, riding bikes, man, a tree I have I'm gonna show you what tree I did climb. What tree I did climb when I was small. I wouldn't dare to do this today. Because this was crazy, and if my... I never would allow my kids to do that, what I've done in my childhood. So... Let me see, where is it? I think here. Oh no, that's the wrong street. That's the wrong street, guys. This is this one. Doch here. Where is that tree? Must be here somewhere. Here. Ah yeah, there's it. So here you go, this one. Yeah, jumped away. Let's go backwards. There you go, here. And I was on the top of this crown, you know, the very top, where the tree goes like this, when you're on the top. And you can really climb very well, because this is, what's this type of tree? You know, we went up there. Oh man, and that's just one. And also here in the backside there are plenty trees. We used to play there on the backside. So when here's the street where I lived. Okay, here's my house, and when you go there back, so back as back as you can, so it doesn't let me go further. So when you go there back, and then on the right there are also plenty trees where we climbed all the time. Yeah. And that was some time. That was some time. Yeah, I didn't. I see. You couldn't see that. Yeah, that's the unprofessional. So I'm showing you the tree again. So that's the tree I was climbing. You see. So this one up to the top. So you could climb here or this one. They are free, and just on the top, as far as you can go, and then also here. This backside, you know, here there are some trees we used to climb as well, because friends of mine, they were just living in this, you know, in these houses. Okay, here's a friend of mine. He lives here. And when you go back into the back side of his house, then you can just walk here directly through. And oh man, we did some stuff when we were young. Yeah, look at the trees and now and think in what hell was I? Yes. Yeah. So guys, I would say it should be enough for today. So remember all the things I showed you. You can rewatch. So let's try me something. So you see, it's all fake. This is how this works. It's all fake. There you go. My room is away. There's no room anymore. So I have showed you some things today. You can rewatch this anytime, right? And yeah, I have actually planned to stream more often, maybe, you know, once a month. So we can talk with us with each other. Also, John, we can plan a stream together. So we have to figure out the technical aspect of this. If you want to stream with a talk through your phone, I'm gonna inform myself how this works the best. When I use my computer, you use your phone, and what program to use and stuff, and maybe we can just do it over YouTube. Who knows? I'm gonna check the possibilities of this. Yeah. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Okay, and I'm hungry now. I'm gonna eat something, and then tomorrow is another work day. Guys, see you tomorrow. I mean next time. You can stay a little bit offline. I'm not gonna shut it down immediately, right? So guys, until next time.